TSR Subramaniam, former Cabinet Secretary Hartosh Singhbal, political editor of Open, Vinod Mehta joins the panel. Chandan Mitra represents the BJP tonight, and Randeep Singh Surjewala represents the Congress party. It's getting bigger. Chandan Mitra, we've just revealed the full details of Parakh's letter to the Cabinet Secretary. I don't know if you heard what Mitu Jain was reporting right before we went on live. But one thing which it proves is that Parakh, even in 2005, was telling the Cabinet Secretary that the coal mafia has infiltrated the coal ministry, and I am being made to take decisions against rationality and against public interest, and there is no political commitment to take on the coal mafia and fight law and order. Now, these are fairly serious charges. Given this backdrop, should the CBI really look at the political leadership's role in Coalgate rather than hound just one bureaucrat?
Well, Arnab, let me tell you that the Pioneer too has accessed the letter, and so before I left office, I have seen the letter myself. And it is indeed, as you say, an explosive letter. He has said directly that the coal mafia exists within the ministry. Now, if such a thing is the truth, which is what we have been saying all along, that certain people are doing the bidding of the coal mafia, then ultimately the minister in charge, when these blocks were allotted, was the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister has done the country no favor by saying he is above the law. Now, he is not above the law, we all know it. And therefore, it is only proper that he should be investigated. He should have been named in that FIR. And yes, of course, he'll have to submit himself to answering questions. I'm also intrigued that the Prime Minister says today that he has nothing to hide and he is willing to answer questions. Now, when he spoke on this issue in Parliament, 1 minute, Arnab, let me finish. When he was asked on this, he made a statement and refused to take questions. The Prime Minister is answerable to Parliament. He is answerable to an investigation because a humongous loot of national resources happened in this Coalgate scam. And therefore, the Prime Minister has to submit himself to inquiry. It would have been only in the fitness of things if he had also said that since I am directly subject of investigation, I offer to step down till the investigation is complete and submit to all questions that may be asked of me. And if I am exonerated, I come back to my position. I would have been happier if he had said that.
Well, he hasn't said that. He hasn't said that. We've only heard the Prime Minister say, I have nothing to hide. Now, TSR Subramaniam, this letter, which is written to the Cabinet Secretary, makes one clean point, one clear point, that the political leadership was aware of the rot. It was aware that the Coal Secretary of India had put on record that you see here, in this particular case, the coal mafia had infiltrated the system and it had political patronage. That, in my view, TSR Subramaniam, is the fundamental point that comes out in the Parakh letter. What do you think is the key news point that comes out of the Parakh letter?
Arnab, I fully agree with you. This is something that insiders always knew, but it is very rare that in such explicit, clear terms it has been articulated by an officer. I think the only parallel I can think of is 1993, when Vora, who is now in JNK, wrote the mafia politician nexus report, which has still not been released. This letter also would not have come into public view but for the Coalgate scam, and we have to thank CAG and Times Now for that. Having said that, three things stand out now. The Prime Minister, I won't call him Prime Minister anymore, he was Coal Minister. He is being addressed as Coal Minister. In fact, PMO has zero locus standi. They have no business to interfere in the status report, in sort of vetting recommendations. His secretariat as Coal Minister was the Coal Ministry. I think the Prime Minister has to be asked three very broad range of questions. One is that in the background of this letter, how did those 200 arbitrary allocations take place, number one. Number two, in the background of this letter, what inquiry did he conduct to ensure that the written direction, it is not an anonymous letter from the public.
No, certainly not.
It is a letter from the Secretary to the government, the Secretary to the department. It is from him. What action was taken and how it was done. And thirdly, the Secretary had asked for auction.
No, the question here is...
Why like Dhritarashtra not allow
the question... this Dhritarashtra argument now will become very serious because you see, what happens here, Mr. Subramaniam and Mr. Randeep Singh Surjewala has to answer some questions today, because I compared this to the 2G scam. In the 2G scam, Mr. Surjewala, the Prime Minister of India, received a series of letters Series of letters, not one, warning him of wrongdoings in the telecom ministry. Right? However, besides the 3 letters to Raja in the months of November, December 2007, he did not pursue the matter rigorously. The people of India will now ask the Prime Minister of India, what action did you take when you got this warning from Parak in 2005? What action did you take? Parak told you about the rot. What action did you take on the rot?
Arnab, I had lost connection earlier. There are 2 issues which are very clear from the letter that was just read out on your channel. I have not had a look at the full text of it. Number 1, Mr. Parak wrote to Cabinet Secretary, not to Prime Minister. I just want to correct one
What,
fact.
the Prime Minister wouldn't be aware?
Mr. Parak...
The Prime Minister wouldn't be aware of this letter?
Arnab, please, I would humbly request you, please have the patience to hear my complete answer. Secondly, Mr. Parak talks about a systematic failure where the trade unions as also the various coal companies, the stakeholders, that is the state governments, and officials in the coal ministry are supposedly making him helpless in changing the system.
No.
So that systematic failure was what?
No,
Just
everything is not a systemic
give me one
failure.
More line.
No, everything is not a systemic failure.
Give me one more.
No,
Arnab, kindly have the patience to hear one more line since it's an important issue you are raising today.
I believe that you have understood that paragraph wrong. Anyway, please continue.
Also, we have to see when he speaks about systematic failure, what was the malady? The malady was allocation of coal block on first come first served basis since 1993 by 4 different governments, including by the Bharatiya Janata Party. 41 coal blocks allocated. Yes, it was wrong. Prime Minister took note of it in 2005 itself along with Mr. Parak and said perhaps time has come to introduce a bidding process provision in the MDMR Act.
Sir,
the MDMR Act
sir,
still
please,
then provided that the coal block would be allocated by state with concurrence of the central
Sir,
government.
please understand.
And
please
it
understand.
is the same Prime Minister.
This is a very serious charge. Please make it this point. This letter is the second instance in which Parak wants the government. Hartosh, let me get you in, isn't it? In 2004, he had written about the pulls and pressures faced by the screening committee. In 2005, just like in 2004, his concerns were ignored. The letter I have is of 2005. And to place on record, on the 29th of January 2006, Shibu Soren was once again handed over the coal ministry. Shibu Soren was handed over the coal ministry in 2006 again. Despite the coal secretary telling him he is perhaps the singularly most controversial and wrong person to be handling this ministry, he is not a person who has the will to take on the coal mafia. I am asking you, Mr. Surjewala, why did the Prime Minister of India reward such a person by giving him back the coal ministry? Why did he do that?
Arnab, we are discussing contents of a letter that I have not had the opportunity to see. But what I heard, Ritu, please, since I have not, the letter is not before me, I have not even had a look at it. Please have the patience to hear my reply today. Give me that indulgence. Since I don't have the letter in front of me, I have heard very patiently what Ritu Jain just read out. She has, according to read, a portion of the letter of Mr. Parak where he talks about a systematic failure from state governments involved, from the various coal companies in the states, from trade unions, from the coal ministry officials. This is a matter of procedure.
We're getting 2 rebuts.
The procedure was first come, first served. That procedure was changed by none less than the Prime Minister of India, who was opposing to change of procedure. That we must ask on your channel today. The people who were opposing change of that procedure from first come, first served to a bidding process was the Bharatiya Janata Party government.
He should not talk on something which he has not seen.
It was Vasundhara Raje Scindia ji in Rajasthan. It was Jharkhand government of Arjun Munda.
There is no
reference. In Odisha, who was then an alliance partner.
Now there is a big problem.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Surjewala, you know nothing of this subject. You know nothing of this subject.
Opposing a change of
you know nothing of this subject.
Finally
you have not read the letter.
Mr. Surjewala, 1 minute, I request you, getting 2 rebuts. Chandan Mitra, complete your first rebut. I want to place on record here what this letter tells is that Parakh told the Cabinet Secretary of India on the 22nd of March 2005 that the coal mafia lay within the coal ministry. This is a very big thing for a coal secretary to say, that my own ministry has the coal mafia which has embedded it. I think it's a very important charge. And given that the coal secretary was flagging off such a serious concern to the government, what was the prompt action taken by the government? To the contrary, I find that the same person, Shibu Soren, is given back the ministry in 2006. I think Chandan Mitra wanted to rebut with your permission, Mr. Surjewala. Chandan Mitra first, and Hartosh Singhbal, and Vinod Mehta hasn't even spoken yet. Yes, Chandan Mitra.
No, first I want to tell my friend Mr. Surjewala that you see, since he has not read the letter, he should not just on the basis of what he is hearing just fling wild allegations since he hasn't read the letter. Then he should say, I'm sorry, I haven't read the letter, let me read the letter and get back and answer your questions. Because this is an explosive letter which has completely torn the last big leaf that the Prime Minister and the Ministry, yes, and the Ministry was wearing. I mean, this says the mafia exists within the ministry. The coal secretary, a very senior, honest and respected officer, he's a retired man now, but everybody agrees that he's a very honest officer and is not given to loose talk. So when he says that, sorry?
You continue to level allegations of impropriety against this very coal secretary and on this very channel, sir. Your spokespersons have said Mr. Parakh should be investigated. I just want to remind Arnab Goswami was there on the channel and he conducted the program.
No, 1 minute. No, don't start making wild guesses because you don't know anything on the subject today.
This is with due regards to you, sir. This is classical BJP doublespeak.
No, I also have due regard, but today, I'm sorry. Yes, the fact is Mr. Parakh has also admitted that he was bullied. He was bullied into accepting what the ministers, yes, he was bullied.
Okay, we've got a reaction of Parakh on the letter.
What does the bureaucrat do?
Gentlemen, I've been just told by our news desk that we've got an exclusive reaction of Mr. Parakh on this explosive letter, which many people now believe could be the turning point in the whole Colgate controversy. I want to play it out before I come back. Here's Mr. Parakh himself.
I had written a letter to Cabinet Secretary in response to a letter which the Minister wrote requesting for my transfer. One of the issues there was that I have not been trying to help him in eliminating mafia. So all I said is mafia is there all over and I can't eliminate mafia. We need to bring some structural changes in the management of coal industry, which ministers are not willing to do. So that was it. Mafia is all over, no? Otherwise the entire coal industry is surrounded by mafia.
You also said that Shibu Soren, who was the coal minister at the time, was dragging his feet on e-auction as well as competitive bidding. What the minister doing?
Yes. And that's what is written and that's the fact.
And sir, do you believe there has been political interference in the appointment of the CMD of Coal India?
Yes, there was a big issue about it. I had a lot of difference with Mr. Shibu Soren on that issue. But ultimately, PM agreed with my recommendation.
Well, Mr. Parakh has just confirmed the contents of the letter. That's very important here. Hartosh Singhbal, another question will be for the Prime Minister that what was the action taken against Shibu Soren? Shibu Soren is accused by Parakh in this letter of trying to get access to the agenda of the screening committee, which he was not a part of. In other words, Shibu Soren had forced the Coal Secretary of India, bullied him into doing something against the public interest. But I don't know whether there's any evidence that the Prime Minister did anything here in response to that.
Well, I think, Arnab, quite clearly there is now little room for the Prime Minister to hide. There are serious questions. He has to answer them. He spent the last 4 years running away from serious allegations on various scams, including the 2G. But I think with this letter and with these incidents, I think there's no question. This is a letter to the Cabinet Secretary. Obviously, Parakh is not referring to subordinates of his. He can easily overrule them. The implication of what he means by the coal mafia is clear. Somebody is made a minister again after a year. What is the Prime Minister doing through all this?
Well, Vinod Mehta, there's very little room for maneuver now for the Prime Minister, is there? After this letter.
No, Arnab, I think this letter is quite explosive, even though I think Mr. Parekh may not be the world's biggest angel. I think Mr. Parekh is also quite a dodgy sort of guy, but this letter is there. But I want to make the larger point that the Prime Minister, there are various allegations, and if I can borrow a phrase that you use, the nation wants to know, not just in the Colgate scam, but in the 2G scam and in other matters, how the Prime Minister has behaved. And the catch-22 in this situation is that once the CBI interrogates the Prime Minister, there will be demands that he steps down. There is no question that he can continue to be Prime Minister after being interrogated by the CBI. They will say, you please step down.
That's a very serious
wait
point
till
now.
the whole inquiry is over. So therefore the Prime Minister's position is very sticky.
You
that
see-
if he agrees and if he says I have nothing to hide, and if the CBI goes to his house or to his office
Yeah.
and interrogates him, the entire opposition will drop on him and say you can't be Prime Minister.
No, but
of
the
India
opposition
while
has
you are
asked
being
so many
interrogated
times.
by the CBI.
No, the opposition has asked for the Prime Minister, so Prime
This is
Minister...
exactly what I said.
What?
This is exactly what I said, Arnab. You'll recall in my first intervention I said that, you see, this is, his position is untenable. How can the Prime Minister of the country be interrogated
But you've
by
said
CBI,
so many times on so many
and he's the
occasions.
head of the ministry at
No,
this
Chandan
point,
Mitra, just to
and-
play devil's advocate,
No, but this
just
one
to
is
play
serious.
devil's advocate,
This
you've
time,
asked for
this
his
time-
resignation on so
Yeah,
many
yeah, we said
occasions.
it before.
To the Chief Minister
But,
of
but this
Gujarat,
time,
who has
that may have been political. This is not
in
political.
whose tenure
This
there
is-
have
this
been a
is-
dozen
see, this is
cases
Prime
that are
Minister is
still being
now-
tried. He has
is a
convicted
suspect,
ministers in his
and he has-
cabinet.
he's
1 minute.
become
Mr.
an accused.
Sujani, 1 minute. Let him
Completely
complete.
and very
Not continue.
conveniently
He is
forget.
being interrogated, Arnab. There's a
That
fundamental
the Chief
difference.
Minister of Gujarat
No, no,
has been
Fundamental
facing,
difference.
not one, but the government of Gujarat has been facing a dozen trials.
So